There was a few questions on our previous video about how we glue and square up our legs to have ready for the bandsaw. I'll try my best to explain that in this video. The first step is starting off with your rough wood. We try to plane the whole board to account for any planer snap like shown. Instead of trying to fix the planer to where it doesn't have any snap, I just account for the 4 inches that comes out. If you're not sure what planer snap is, check this out. It's the last 4 inches of the board that basically falls off at the end. The end that has the snap, I spray paint red where I don't get it mixed up. After planing, we cut all the boards to length. I pick a rough length in order to be able to square up after gluing to make a perfectly square blank. We're cutting a cake plate today, so they're a little short and I'm going to glue them 3 cake plate pedestals long. We use Titebond 2 for all our gluing, and we use a cheap Amazon glue roller to glue up our pedestals. When it comes to clamps, we've had really good luck out of the Bessie 3/4 inch pipe clamps. They provide good, even torque throughout the whole pedestal for a good amount of glue squeeze out. The longer table pedestals usually get 3, maybe 4 clamps just to have even pressure, but with this being a short cake plate, 2 works just fine. After you pull the clamps, it's time to square it up. This board had a little bit of live edge on it, so I'm going to find the good spot in between the live edge to try and take most of that out. Live edge just kind of makes your leg not look good and square and just looks off. That gave me a pretty good square base to cut through the live edge and remove it all. Make sure you cut those a little bit larger than your final size will be. That's going to allow you to be able to plane after you've cut them rough and make yourself a square pedestal that'll set very good and even on your bandsaw. Once you get through planing it, you should have a very square pedestal like I'm showing here. If you're not square once it comes out of the planer, make sure you check your bandsaw for the correct setup on your blade. If your bandsaw is right, check the bed rollers on your planer. Sometimes those drop down and creates an uneven line. Most miter saws aren't capable of cutting 8-inch pedestals, so Anthony's steady hand on the bandsaw does just as good as anything. If you haven't seen our first video on cutting pedestals, make sure you go watch that. That'll explain this process and the process of cutting the leg a little more thoroughly. This video is more for the process of getting you there. We just wanted to show how square and even the leg was after it came out. Bandsaw videos are just so fun to watch, so we thought we might as well throw in the process. If you're interested in trying any of our designs, make sure you private message us. We sell all of our designs, and we'd love to see any kind of pedestals you've tried of ours and using our method. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what other videos you'd like to see us do in the near future.